This crowd is so ready to go racing.
Yeah, they are up on their feet. They were cheering right there when they came by 4 wide. They are excited to see the first feature of the night. First feature of the week here at Eldora Speedway. Macri and Lynch front row, McFadden and Haudenschild, Reutzel and Brown, Madsen and Schuchart, Larson and Scelzi, the first 5 rows. Eldora Speedway, we got them racked. We got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing up at turn number 4. We are green.
Lynch will lead him into turn number 1. Macri goes to the holes in turns 1 and 2. 4 wide deep to the pack, but Macri leads him down the backstretch into turn 3.
Anthony Macri with the early race lead. Lynch drives it deep into turns number 3 and 4. Pulls up next to the Macri lead lap number 1. Good battle going on for 3rd as well. Give it to McFadden over the 17 is Sheldon Haudenschild.
Thought McFadden would go a little bit higher there into turn number 1, and really thought Sheldon would go to the high side, but both went relatively lower than I figured. And here comes Brian Brown closing on Sheldon Haudenschild for 4th, and Aaron Reutzel's on the move in the 87.
Reutzel got a tough start, almost went through all the slop down on the front straightaway. Cautions out for Skylar G on the back straightaway. He is slowing.
Skylar G started 24th, rolling to, well, going to roll to the infield in turn 3 exit.
Stop, red. Got a car upside down in turn 1.
Sitting straight up, is that Darren Naida?
No, that is the 23 at Chase Dietz.
Staying straight up in the air.
And that was after the yellow had already come out.
Well, they were, the back of the pack was, cars were all over. Yes. And wonder if some guys lifted a little quicker than others expected.
Linked up at the middle portion, of the off season, and they've ran on the podium a million times at this point this year. They've got quite a few wins, a PA Speed Week win at Path Valley. 4
wins in the 410 and a 360 win. Here's a replay coming on the big screen.
Yep, Chase Dietz, you see him popping out of the top of the car. Here is a replay from the drone.
Turn 1, there's Scelzi, and he just got into the wall. Yeah.
Didn't look like they were all the way up to speed at that point either.
No.
Like they were slowing down and that happened.
Good to see Chase walking away over in turn number 1.
We mentioned the points in qualifying. It was 100 to go quick time and 2 points for every spot after that. Heat races are 200 to win, 3 points after that, and 300 to win the feature with 4 points separating each position after that. Tony, what do you got?
I got Skylar G down here with me. Skylar, it sounds like the rear end coming apart, and you had a very small bit of warning before it finally stopped.
Yeah, it sucks to enter night like that. I feel like I made some good changes there for the B, and felt pretty good at the start of the feature there, but what do you do?
And tough. I know Dad's not here on the road with you guys back home watching. Able to get this thing ready, you think, back on track for tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll get her fixed up and try again tomorrow.
All right, that's Skylar G, rear end, giving way on this thing less than 2 full complete laps into the race. It sounds like they have got the 99 back and are already going to work, pulling the rear end out of this thing.
Good to see his mom, Ruth, here.
Skylar G and his father, Tim G, one of several father-son duos to both be full-time with the Outlaws in their career. Here comes the Frozen Farmer Pick Pint in just a moment.
I love it.
Race fans, if you don't know what that is, it is not full of ice cream, but it is a pick pint where the drivers go inside or outside. Whatever lane they choose is where they will restart the upcoming start of this race, and it's going to happen the next time. By Tony, what else you got?
Chase, it's funny you say that the pick pint is not full of ice cream because Tony Stewart Racing crew chief Todd Devenich, he came over and was actually peering inside of the pick pint, wondering if it was full of ice cream. Emerson Axum, are you ever looking inside the pick pint for some Frozen Farmer ice cream?
I'm not, no.
Maybe you should be.
Yeah, maybe I should be. Maybe we'll go a little bit faster. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going there with that. I just think ice cream is always nice. Thanks for talking to us about Frozen Farmer.
Yeah.
That's Emerson Axum. He had no idea we were going to do that. But yeah, seriously, Todd came over and was peering inside the pick pint and wanted to know what was going on in there. I think he could go for some ice cream a little bit later on.
The only thing inside there, Blake, is a couple of 5-pound weights.
And as toasty as it is, it wouldn't be much ice cream left at this point of the night. It is hot and humid out.
Definitely a little warm. So Frozen Farmer Pick Pint parked right in the middle of the straightaway there. Drivers will go by either bottom or top. Looks like Macri is going to choose the bottom. See if there's any games being played here. Looks like I think they're probably going to be pretty
Brown follows
here.
The 17.
Oh, yeah. Spoke too soon. And Gio follows the 57.
Yeah. Windom follows the 2C. Thorson follows the 21.
Tanner Thorson on the bottom?
Yeah.
What? Never heard of that before.
That is a surprise.
Big surprise. Lights are out. Trent Hetzer, our Highland Racing official, grabs the pick pint, takes it back to the infield.
Got to skate through the infield there. Got to be head on a swivel there. Here we go.
Green flag coming back out. Anthony Macri resumes this race with 2 laps complete, 23 to go. Great restart for Lynch. Look to the inside in turn 1.
Aaron Reutzel now challenging. Oh, Steven Snyder Jr. up into the wall, but will stay green. Reutzel going to challenge Sheldon Haudenschild for 4th. He's got him in turn 4.
Aaron Reutzel now up to 4th. Here comes Sheldon, or make that the 1S, a Logan short as well. James McFadden gets by Lynch. Move McFadden now up to the 2nd spot.
McFadden cut right across the nose of the Macedo 42, and we got a yellow off the pace. Darren Naida rolling down the front stretch, the 2-time A-Main winner this year. Local win at Butler Motor Speedway May 3rd, and an AFCS win at Fremont Speedway on May 10th.
Darren Naida tonight in the Rhino Racing number 10 double R. Last year at this event, Darren Naida did not make the Double Down Duels feature event, but that is obviously not the case this year. Unfortunately, it's not appearing like it's going to be a very good finish for him unless they can make the repairs or maybe just refire the car. And there they go. Get the Rhino Racing 10 double R refired for Darren. And it does come back to life. So he'll rejoin at the tail. We should be able to go green next time by. How about McFadden?
I know. Whoa.
It's weird seeing the Tarleton 21 up front at Eldora of all places to me.
The move he made to get to that spot, Tony Laporta, was impressive.
Vibration on that thing was so severe they couldn't, driver Darren Naida couldn't see. They came in, swapped everything on the right rear corner. Possibly the only idea could be that right rear wheel becoming out of balance to the point that it shook Naida so bad he came in simply out of precautionary because the visibility was gone with that vibration.
Well, we'll know soon, Tony Laporta, because we are coming back to green this time by.
Macri, the race leader, choosing the outside for this restart. McFadden down low. Little sparks coming out of that 21 car as we come back to the green flag. Great restart for Reutzel.
Bingo. As I say, Reutzel with a huge restart. Oh, McFadden slides up the restart. What a move by Anthony Macri. One upside down, and that's Darren Naida. Upside down big in turn number 1 is the 10 double R of Darren Naida.
That car, you can see the frame rails are just on the ground.
Yeah.
That was a hard hit down there.
I don't think there's a light hit at Eldora, honestly. No. Especially when you roll like that, you come down the hill.
Yeah, a lot of turbulence at the back of the field as well with all the air flying around. I'm sure that maybe caught Darren off guard. Tony, what do you have for us?
Well, heading over here to check on Darren Naida first and foremost. But guys, this is exactly when moments like that right there are why Chasm Safety Technology, a proud partner of Kubota Highland Racing, works so hard. You know, they present the win sticker, but they do more than that. They present those golden tickets that allow drivers the chance to earn a brand new Chasm Safety Technology seat system, and it's 4 impacts down on the frame rails where the driver lands flush like that. So a lot of drivers and teams already run them, but Chasm Safety Technology is coming on board in 2025 Kubota Highland Racing to promote their product and let drivers know that there are measures out there to help keep yourself even more safe in impacts like this one.
So open red flag condition going on right now. Crews can do everything, just about everything, but change a tire out there.
They said 65 laps was the limit there, and at TLP.
Yeah, guys, down here with Darren Naida up and out of that race car pretty quickly. That's the best news. Darren, how do you feel? Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all right. You're going so fast here. There's not really any easy ones, but yeah, just the 5 car come down out of 4 there, and like the C's parted for me, so I just stood on the gas and drove by like 3 cars out of 4, and they all dove down, so I entered like 3/4 of the way up, and I don't know if the 13 got tight or caught a wheel or what, but he come pushing up across, and I was gonna pack into him, so I just tried to huck the brake and get it to turn, and when I hooked the brake, it just slammed the rail down, and then I was up and in the fence, and just kind of along for the ride at that point.
And then as soon as safety got here, track owner Tony Stewart was one of the first individuals over to you in the car. You and him were having a discussion once you were up and out of the race car. What did you two talk about?
Just kind of what happened. He was talking about the hole into 2, and he thought that, I don't know, we were just talking about the hole into 2, and I told him that really wasn't because of the hole. It was more just the 13 got tight, and I had nowhere to really go. I don't know. I'll live and learn and come back another day.
We're glad you're okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's Darren Naida, guys, a huge impact. Blake, it's like you said, Darren agrees with you in so many words. There are no small hits here at the Eldora Speedway, and it's wild.
Wayne, with his father, obviously the best Carini, would clearly sponsor the car.
I think, hey, if Blake Anderson and Chase Rodman and I buy a sprint car, would either one of you two drive it? Ryan Timms, Emerson Axum?
I don't think you want me driving it after all laps. So.
Yeah, we're only a one-car team if we win the car, so.
What about you? You looking to drive for the three of us?
Yeah, it depends who's working on it.
Not any of us.
That's a good thing. We're back to green.
Macri back on the hammer here as we roll into turn 1.
Look at Reutzel.
Around the outside, he's going to take third away from
and here
Lynch.
He comes. Aaron Reutzel is the man on the mission. I think the Durst dice roll hits tonight. Reutzel is absolutely flying in that 87. And here comes Logan Schuchart. Schuchart going to go after fourth into turn 1.
Logan Schuchart through the rough stuff in turn 1 on the top side of the racetrack, building momentum. A huge head of steam down the backstretch, and they're almost 3 wide back behind Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson, Brian Brown, and we've got one stopped. Brenham Crouch, turn 4.
And Crouch stopped on the front stretch before we went to green, but I wasn't sure if that was safety precaution there. I figured maybe, but now stopping in turn number 4, bringing out the yellow. McFadden, hard to believe, still doesn't have a win at Eldora Speedway. Tonight, his 46th career appearance at Eldora. He has a pair of second-place runs.
What a weird combination it would be to say that the Tarleton Motorsports 21 driven by James McFadden won at Eldora. That just seems so random to me. Car known for being on the West Coast for majority of its lifetime.
Well, it's great to see the Tarletons traveling more. I mean, they did a couple years ago. I know, like they've come and run the Midwest the last handful of years, but haven't ventured quite this far east.
Right. See what J-Max got here on this upcoming restart. We have 4 laps completed, 21 to go. It's double down feature A. Macri back on the gas. We'll see if this time we can get a couple laps together, Blake.
Good restart there for James McFadden. Look at Aaron Reutzel, 3 wide for the lead. No, McFadden slides up the racetrack. Here comes Reutzel, Macri through the middle.
3 wide down the backstretch for the race lead. McFadden takes the top spot. Macri slides with the racetrack, gets into the cushion, but James McFadden to lead lap number 5.
Somehow Macri got back into the second spot. And from Aaron Reutzel, here comes Reutzel. Reutzel diamonds off the corner. That's a big run down the backstretch. Battle for second into turns 3 and 4.
Aaron Reutzel up the racetrack, trying to slide in front of Anthony Macri. He will do so. Macri turns it down the hill. He can't take second back across the line. He'll throw a slider of his own into turn number 1. Macri takes second back away from Aaron Reutzel.
Oh, baby, this is getting good as James McFadden loves to see them battling so hard for the second spot because he can start to pull away. Macri right back to the inside. They nearly come together. Oh, they nearly touch again. What a battle for second.
Absolutely ferocious action for the P2 position down the backstretch. They are wing to wing rolling into turns 3 and 4. McFadden's pulling away. Macri slides with the racetrack once again. Right to the inside. Now the front straightaway. Macri trying to block him. Reutzel went down there anyway.
I thought Macri would slam the door shut. That might be it right there. Reutzel right there. They nearly come together again. This battle for second is good. Macri's right there back on the back bumper of Reutzel. But things finally start to settle in and Reutzel starts his pursuit of the Tarleton 21.
Macri the inside. Reutzel shrugs him off in turn number 2 and now gets some distance between himself and the concrete kid. Car off the pace and in the wall in turn 4. It's Tanner Thorson. And the yellow is out for the Rod Gross Motorsports number 88. Flat left 3. No, the tires are still up.
We were talking wedding crashers earlier in the night, or dodgeball, and we talked wedding crashers. And Chaz and wedding crashers said it best. We want the meatloaf and we want it now. This is getting good.
Tanner Thorson out of the car in turn 4.
Yeah, you see him looking at the right rear.
And it looks like there might be some issues there as Thorson's pointing at something.
His glove's coming off.
So Tanner Thorson, who has been on a generational run here as of recently, coming into tonight, Blake, and I'm not sure if this one exactly counts towards that streak due to its not being a full field, but he has currently the longest top 10 streak of any full-time high-limit driver at 9 straight races inside the top 10. Frozen Farmer pick pints out there again. I feel bad for our boy Trent Hetzer. He's getting a serious workout.
Guys, Bill, I mean, think about Chase. Think about Fremont back on Monday in those heat races alone. I believe Trent Hetzer and Cody Houston both maxed out their rings on their Apple Watch. They probably set new step records in just the 20 yards from taking the cone or the pick pint from the inside of the front stretch out to the middle of the track, then back to the inside. I mean, those guys were getting their steps in on Monday night back at Fremont with the pick pint and the restart cone. I was envious of their workout program.
Me too, Tony.
Me 3. James McFadden brings us back to green. Good restart there for Cy Lynch. Aaron Reutzel, certainly the rougher restart we've seen of him, and Reutzel's got a big run, though, in the 87.
Great restart for Cy Lynch. He's back into third. Here comes a huge slider for the race lead. Reutzel up the racetrack, takes it away from James McFadden. They go side by side down the front straightaway.
Reutzel tries to slam the door shut. James McFadden says, not so fast, my friend. I'll take the lead back down the backstretch. Here comes Reutzel. Can McFadden slam the door shut? Yes, he can.
Man, they must have went left rear to the right front tire contact between those two, and all of a sudden, Logan Schuchart's in the mix as well. Schuchart's on the back bumper, slider for the lead again. Reutzel takes it away. They're side by side down the backstretch. That threw the left rear at him, and Reutzel has the race lead into turn 3.
McFadden not backing down from the fight, though, as the battle for third starts to pick up. Logan Schuchart all over Cy Lynch. Reutzel right along the wall here at Eldora.
Close call there as he got through the rough stuff and kept it off the wall. James McFadden now back into second. Cy Lynch in third. Now the yellow's out again, this time for Parker Price Miller in turn 1.
And we are before halfway at 13 laps remaining. So he will have courtesy time in the work area if needed.
I mean, usually I feel like when Eldora is at its peak is when it's slick to the wall.
Yep.
But even when it's faster like this place, it still puts on incredible action. So Parker Price Miller's been pushed into the infield as the lights are out.
Buddy Kofoid up into 10th now. A single file restart.
Orange cone on the front stretch. Don't pass before it. Don't hit it. Don't go below it. Back underway.
Good restart for Logan Schuchart. Schuchart to the inside, gonna thread the needle, move him into the third spot. Here comes Kyle Larson to fourth.
Larson underneath of Cy Lynch. They got together off of turn number 2. Move Larson into P4. Up front, though, it's all about Aaron Reutzel this time by 13 complete, 12 to go.
Brad Sweet on the move on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get into the top 5. The big cat going after Cy Lynch, and Macri's right behind him. Anthony Macri trying to get back to the front of the pack. He and Brad Sweet battling for 6th into turn 3.
Brad Sweet from 12th, break that 11th up to 6th now, and looking to close in on Cy Lynch down the front straightaway. Sweet is on a war path towards the front of the field. Almost got in the back of Cy Lynch in turn 1 right there. Looks to the outside. Might have that spot down the backstretch.
Brad Sweet working his way into the top 5 as Kyle Larson from 9th to 4th and setting his sights on, nearly coming together for 5th as Larson going after Logan Schuchart. Meanwhile, Aaron Reutzel pulling away this time by, red flag, Sheldon Haudenschild upside down, or excuse me, Giovanni Scelzi. I just caught the orange and blue. Giovanni Scelzi upside down big in turn number 1. See him moving around in the car. I apologize, not Sheldon, but Giovanni Scelzi, and good to see him out of the car under his own power.
Wow, took the wing right off the top of the car.
Just caught the orange and blue.
And Gio, remember last year during the Joker's jackpot, had gotten to the wall leading that main event. Man, that looked like a hard hit just by looking at what's left of the race car. Gio running 11th at the time of this accident. And so Gio's walking away. He's got the helmet off down there, talking to safety officials, and now going to get a ride back to the trailer here as they look at the comp cam's replay to see what happened from the drone. See the bright orange car. Man, oh man. That car was in the air and then pointed straight at the wall. Did you see that? There's the tail end of it. Man, the wing was off of that thing for a long time while he was flipping.
Good to see him moving right away.
I would love to watch that drone shot one more time. He got into the rough stuff down here. Watch this, Blake. Oh, turned it just head on the wall.
Man.
I mean, that turn 1, if you enter just the wrong way, you're in big trouble down there. I mean, you got a guy like Reutzel up there. He's going through there every single lap.
He is. Boy, on the high side, you're tap dancing with the devil up there on the top of turn 1 right now.
Like, I feel like if you saw like high limit sprint cars.
It said something about Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson series in the description. I do know that. I do remember that because I recorded it.
That'll be an attention grabber going through the TV guide.
Yeah. You're young enough, but I remember growing up, we got the TV guide in the mail growing up.
No, I don't even.
Yeah, you're too young to remember that. Yeah, you actually, it was a TV guide.
Mail? What's that?
Did you just hear Tyler?
No, what did he say?
TV guide says Joker's jackpot at Eldora Speedway.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see who wins this first double down duel feature. 10 laps to go. Reutzel, McFadden, Schuchart, Larson, and Lynch down to the line.
Oh boy, Lynch and Brad Sweet nearly making contact. That's going to open the door for Macri. Good battle for second, though. James McFadden and Logan Schuchart.
Schuchart looks to the inside in turn number 3. McFadden took it back away. They go side by side off the corner, but McFadden has the momentum. He's got that second spot across the start-finish line.
Buddy Kofoid continues his climb, move him up another spot into 8th. As the Durst Dice Roll is on the watch. 8 to go, and Aaron Reutzel still your leader.
8 laps away from a $5,000 score for Reutzel and Doug Strong down in the grandstands. He's got a 15-car length advantage over James McFadden. This race has not gotten to traffic all night long, Blake, but this time, I have a good feeling he might get there.
7 laps remaining for Aaron Reutzel, ripping the high side. And boy, you can see them moving around at the entry at turn number 1. It's hold your breath into turn 1 every lap for Aaron Reutzel.
Aaron Reutzel doing an incredible job, showing the bravery to get through that end of the speedway with some speed and not get into the outside wall. McFadden, Schuchart, Larson, and Cy Lynch looking for his best run of the season, sitting in the top 5.
I called a lot of Aaron Reutzel races and wins through the years of the All-Stars, and I can tell you one thing, that is a driver. He is not scared to attack the high side, and boy, it nearly bit him there. James McFadden taking advantage, and McFadden closing in a little bit. Lap traffic right for yellow gonna fly for Dason Pursley. Right rear gone on the Tom Book Motorsports 13 car, and you have to think that's exactly what Aaron Reutzel wanted to see, because with that being said, lap traffic will no longer be a factor with a restart with 5 to go.
Holy cow. You saw Reutzel a lap ago.
Boy.
I don't know if we had a camera on that. If we could rewind that, I have no idea if it's possible, but he was inches away from looking like Gio Scelzi's car. I mean, it could not have gotten any closer to disaster than what we just saw there from Reutzel. So it does sound like we have here's the replay. Let's take a look at what happened here, Blake. I mean, this was as close as it gets.
Oh boy.
Little hop, skip, and a jump, and I'll turn it back this way. Okay.
Yep. Get me off the high side.
I'm going to get away from that wall.
You need to like off that roller coaster ride right now.
Well, they're going to bring that Book Motorsports 13 into the infield to the attention of the crew. And Tony, it sounds like you're on the scene.
Tyler Rissler, Gabe Gerber, Sean Strasbaugh, with help from Cy Lynch's uncle, Chad Hill. Lanny Nichols also jumping in here to assist, as that right rear is absolutely shredded, but past halfway, no guaranteed time in the work here. They're coming back to the green flag this time, guys.
Yeah, just 5 laps to go. Can Reutzel hang on? McFadden and Schuchart in his back pocket as they come back to the green flag here in Group A feature at the double down duels. Look at Schuchart, big move to the inside in turn 1.
And here comes Larson on the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Larson trying to work his way onto the podium. Battle for second and third. It's good as Aaron Reutzel starts to run away with 4 to go.
Big move out of Larson, slides across the nose of McFadden, who turns it back to the inside, reclaims the 3rd spot. Here comes Brad Sweet. He'll crack into the top 5. Sweet goes by Cy Lynch into 5th.
Larson going side by side for 3rd. He'll take the 3rd spot from James McFadden into turn number 4. Move Reutzel 1 lap closer to an A-main win here as, boy, he's right on the fence.
You could just watch that car go around by itself and be entertained around the Eldora Speedway. Reutzel is absolutely balls to the wall right now around the half mile here in Rossburg, Ohio. 2 laps to go.
Man, get the popcorn. Watching these guys rip the fence here tonight at Eldora is worth the price of admission. Aaron Reutzel going to take the white flag. Oh, hang on. We got one off the pace. It's Brenham Crouch right off the main groove there.
Might have a right rear down.
Look, the way it's sitting, I think you're right, Chase. We'll see. Yep, right rear is gone.
And you know, Blake, people are wondering, well, why are there so many yellows? But, I mean, when the track is like this, I mean, this is hard on these cars.
It is.
I mean, incredibly hard on these cars.
110% out of these cars. Finish. Just finish.
Yep, exactly. Looks like Cy Lynch might have a problem.
Oh, he flew it on the front stretch from the Macedo Motorsports 42. Cy Lynch running in the 6th spot.
A lot of fluid down here on all the way around the front stretch into turn 1. And you see it still drain on the back.
Here's a replay coming from Cy Lynch in the fluid on the 42. Let's see. He's going to be right behind Brad Sweet. Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Rear end, maybe.
You can see it pouring out of the 42. Tony, the work area is quite busy, and I see you're on the move. Moseying over there.
Yeah, Chad Hill goes straight underneath. Yeah, this thing is absolutely pushing fluid here on the all-concrete infield pit area. Cy Lynch's race done, 2 laps shy. The cause we're not 100%
look at that.
Oil.
Oh yeah, it is pushing a lot here very quickly. So
Very thick. Yeah, that's definitely oil.
yeah, a
on the
long
42.
streak all the way coming down here to where they stopped in the work area as the oil slick stops just about where the 42 did. And I'll tell you this, not like his crew was the only one stressing about all these yellows, but man, does that prove the point you guys were just making about the immense amount of stress running around this half mile for so long puts on these race cars.
Yeah, that you hate to see that. It's been a tough year for Cy Lynch. His first time out on a national tour. Has had a lot of issues that are outside of his control, and he was going to have a 6th place finish here tonight, and unfortunately, it's just not going to happen.
Interesting read here. I'll go quick. Guy Forbrick just texted me. He said the reason the right rears are blowing is because they're spinning the wheel because of the grip they're getting on the track. The inside and the outside are not spinning the same, with the bead lock holding the outside, and the inside is spinning, so they're twisting the tire because of all the torque, and it's blowing the tires off the wheels. Interesting stuff.
I think I'll believe him.
I will believe the National Sprint Car Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. 2 laps to go. We'll see if Reutzel can hang on, or can Schuchart build a run right here down the front stretch on this restart.
Hang on tight, Chase. The high side so treacherous. Battle for 5th now. Here comes Anthony Macri. Macri going side by side with Brad Sweet into turn number 3.
He'll take the spot away. The white flag is set to wave. Can Logan Schuchart put a move on Aaron Reutzel here on the final lap? Reutzel around the top, looking to claim the Durst Ice Roll for the 2nd time this year. 3 and 4 for the final time. Reutzel's going to win double down feature number 1 here tonight. Schuchart 2nd, Larson 3rd, McFadden 4th, and Macri will come home in 5th.
Buddy Kofoid up to 6th from 21st.
Wow.
Got by Brad Sweet on the last lap.
Your results in this one: Aaron Reutzel, Logan Schuchart, Kyle Larson, James McFadden, Anthony Macri, then Buddy Kofoid, Brad Sweet, Cole Macedo, Brian Brown, and Sheldon Haudenschild round out the top 10. Aaron Reutzel has climbed from the cockpit of the Ridge and Sun Racing number 87, and his children are going to jump up top with him as a winner here at Eldora Speedway during the Double Down Duels. How about it? You're a race winner tonight, Aaron Reutzel. His 4th win, or make that his 5th win of the Highland Racing calendar. And he is in a very, very good spot for tomorrow night's $100,000 to win Joker's Jackpot, Tony.
He sure is in a good spot. It's got to be so much fun to have his family, his children up there on the wing with him. Aaron, man, did you think that one was ever going to end? And how ready were you for it to end once you got out front?
Yeah, I was ready for it to end for sure. I was ready to just race. My car was so good. I could go anywhere. I could get through the holes. I really had to enter way above it though. And I told them before the race started, I think that's going to be in play. And I don't, you know, I felt like I was one of the first to go up. In the group I was racing with, I was the first to go up there, I felt like, and really was making a lot of speed doing it. It was hard, it was treacherous though. I got lazy one lap and rolled through it, and I about ate shit. I was every which way but upside down, and yeah, so you had to really focus on entering above it and being right up against the wall, and it made it fun. It was a lot of fun. Driving a good race car is a lot of fun too, I'll tell you that. When these things are not hard to handle, it's not much fun to drive. This one was a lot of fun to drive tonight. Just awesome. I'm pumped I could win here at Eldora with my wife and kids here. You know, it's these wins are hard to come by, and it seems I win most of them when they're not around. So I'm glad they were here for that one. Just a great way to get our week started after Fremont a couple nights ago. That was pretty disappointing, but you know, get back here, have good speed. You know, everyone just kept their heads down and you know, just got back to work and did what we know how to do. And yeah, just great team effort. Just we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Power Plus, Falcons, Brian Paver, Bargain Barn, Rasmussen's, Don Long. Just everyone that's a part of this team. Like I said, Falcon. This is Falcon. We got Falcon 9 back in. This is the first time it's been back since the 100,000. So we're see if we can win another 100,000 tomorrow with it. You know, our rider engines are running good. Triple X chassis, Sure-built suspension, Kaiser wheels. Man, everything's elite wings. I think best wing in the business, hands down. And I'm proud to run Stewart's wings and. You know, just, you know, he's built an amazing product, and we wouldn't be here without all these guys that build great products. Schoenfeld headers, just everyone involved. I couldn't do it without Brian and Lisa, without Bart, without Brogan, without Dittmer. It's just a big team effort, and like I always say, at Simpson Race Products. But like I always say, I'm the lucky guy that gets to drive it, and I'm just super, super lucky to be here and be in this race car.
As a winner with Kubota High Limit Racing tonight, any driver who stands in Whiskey Myers victory lane with the series gets to send $1,000 of High Limit Racing's Angel Donors money to any charity of their choosing. With your 5th feature victory of 2025, although it's not a full field feature victory, you still get to send that $1,000 off. Which charity are you supporting?
I always do Texas Children's Hospital for everything they did for Carson, my son. But this time I'm going to do a charity that goes to the disaster relief of Texas. All the floodings there. That was a bad deal. That was a sad deal. That's a hard deal to watch and read about. So one of them charities, for sure, that's where my money's going to go.
Aaron Reutzel, a proud son of the state of Texas, stands in Whiskey Myers victory lane after the Group A feature here at the Double Down Duels.
Corey Day and Tanner Holmes in row number 1. Bill Balog and Justin Peck in row 2. Garrett Williamson, Tyler Courtney in row 3. Danny Dietrich and David Gravel in row 4. Rico Abreu and Cale Thomas in row 5. Racing for a spot in the Joker's Jackpot feature event tomorrow night. Behind the 5th row, you've got Brock Zearfoss and Danny Sams, Hunter Schuerenberg, Casey Kahne, Donnie Schatz and Brett Marks, Corey Eliason, Tim Shaffer, Kevin Thomas Jr., Jeremy Weaver. Then from the B main, Carson Macedo, Christopher Bell, Ashton Torgerson, and Emerson Axum.
Ford Performance Ford Raptor pulls away from the field. 24 cars are going to battle for 25 laps. Corey Day, Tanner Holmes from the front row. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
Green flag is flying on Eldora Double Down Duel feature number 2. Corey Day jumps out with the race lead. Tanner Holmes right behind him. Bill Balog in 3rd. Justin Peck in 4th. And David Gravel quickly into the 5th position down the backstretch.
Christopher Bell off the pace down the backstretch. Jeremy Weaver caught behind him. Bell gets going and will stay green. But how about Bill Balog challenging for 2nd on Tanner Holmes?
Christopher Bell pulls into the infield. We will stay car to the wall in turn 2. He keeps
Danny
going.
Sams, wow.
I don't know how Danny Sams kept the car running. He came almost to a dead stop, but is able to keep the car fired. Down the front stretch, big move out of Justin Peck. He takes 3rd away in turn 1.
Justin Peck challenging Bill Balog. Balog with a pair of outlaw wins. Peck, multiple-time winner this season in the 26 car. Side by side, Peck to the inside. Balog on the high side.
Sell side by side, rolling back into turn 1. Balog runs the middle. Peck about a lane lower than him. David Gravel on the very inside of the racetrack, rolling off at turn number 2. Tyler Courtney back behind him, but up front, it's all about payday showing the way.
Corey Day can see the back of the pack and lap traffic just in front of the 14 BC. That battle for, oh boy, Justin Peck right across the nose. The battle for 3rd stays good. Peck and Balog going to war.
It doesn't get any closer than that right there between the 26 and the 17B. Peck drives away with that 3rd spot down the front stretch. Here comes David Gravel in the mix in turn number 1.
Peck into the wall. Oh, Tyler Courtney clips him in the 7BC.
A terrible crash in turn 1 for Justin Peck. A frightening incident in the first corner for the driver that was currently sitting 3rd in this race. As the safety team from Eldora Speedway is on the scene to tend to the driver from Monrovia, Indiana.
Eldora safety crew tending to the 26 of Justin Peck over in turn number 2. Just got the car turned over.
Definitely a scary looking incident, and we can confirm Justin Peck is climbing out of the race car.
I see him there talking with Tony Stewart.
Man, oh man. That is great to see. That was just, I mean, he was going, however fast they're going around the racetrack, Blake, he went from that speed to 0.
Yeah, you and I were talking about it. I always get nervous when they hit the fence like that and just the energy stops, and you can see where just the huge hole in the fence there. Eldora safety crew already on the fence.
Man, oh man, that turn 1 has just claimed a lot of cars here tonight. Starting to lose track. Justin Peck has had a pretty solid season this year with Highlander Racing. Can confirm from Tony Laporta that Justin Peck is okay. He's going to hop in the Eldora Speedway vehicle there and head back to the trailer, but the good news is he's walking away under his own power. As you see the fence down there, Blake, that you mentioned, definitely taking a pretty large, takes a pretty large chunk of that fence out. Here's a Compcam's replay, and this is going to be just,
you see
right,
there's,
and then boom, just comes to a stop.
Right where the light is there, and just what we see so often. We saw it in Hot Laps with Ryan Timms. You catch that right rear, and it just brings the front end around, and at that point you're along for the ride. And oh man, that was big. And Tyler Courtney just clipping the 26 car.
What a wild angle that is from the infield.
And I am not sure, they might have taken Tyler's car back to the trailer.
Well, they got their mule down there. It looks like they're doing something with the toolbox on the back.
I don't
see him either.
See him on the racetrack, and he had stopped right about where Danny Dietrich is.
He did try and keep the car fired, and if he would have stayed on the track, he would have retained his position due to the red flag.
He clipped him pretty good.
He did,
so I gotta think he's going to be coming to the work area. Just not sure where he is. And as you see, as you mentioned, I still see Jake Argo and gang down there.
26 car for Rudine Racing has been picked up off the racetrack. As now we see the fence repair taking place, and they do it. They have those replacement like chain links. Yeah,
just make it a lot easier. We just had fence repair ironically at Skagit a week ago that had to do the same thing, and just got to put the replacement panel over there, get it fixed for the time being, and a little bit of a patch, and you can really tend to it tomorrow.
I mean, he almost took the light out.
I can't believe. I mean, man, I get so nervous when you see him go from that to 0 so quickly.
So the running order when we go back to green flag racing, Justin Peck was running in 3rd, so that is going to move Bill Balog up to 3rd and David Gravel up to 4th. Tyler Courtney to 5th. Corey Day and Tanner Holmes the top 2. Here's a replay. Let's look at the light here.
You can see it rattle around at speed, but right
there it is.
The green, and there's the light. Yeah, definitely turned it around. Flipped the light the other way.
Well, it still works.
Still works, but now it's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, look right there.
There's Levi Jones on the fence, the one pulling back in the shorts and polo, the general manager here at Eldora Speedway.
He was just up here a minute ago.
He was, and Tony Stewart down there as well.
Yeah, Tony's not allowed in any libraries.
No.
He does not have a library voice.
In all fairness, I've been kicked out of a library for a time or two in my career.
But Tyler Courtney entered 18th in the event point standings, so a top 5, I'm not sure if it'll be enough to get him into that top 12, but it's certainly get him at least on the front row of a B, I'd have to think.
Tony, are they making any progress down there on the 19?
Yeah, with a couple of zip ties and some help from Jason Johnson Racing. The car would not stay in gear, so they actually had to manually wire it with some zip ties back into position. So reminiscent of what we saw Chase Randall fight. Where was it? Back in Florence, in Kentucky. So Brent Marks has the issue fixed. They're back on track.
Zip ties and duct tape. When all else fails, those don't. So Corey Day looking for his first ever Eldora Speedway win. Marks didn't get back onto the track. He stopped right behind Victory Lane.
Yeah, we can just see the nose of his car.
So still having to fight some issues on the McGrewbid.com number 19.
Heath Moyle back behind the right rear corner of this car, fixing something quickly and then doing one more once-over, but Tech Director Kenny Canada waving them off as they will not push Brent Marks back out onto the track here. So late pit lane dramas keeping the 19 from getting back out onto the track.
Well, his race is going to come to an end because we're coming back to green, Blake. Corey Day and Tanner Holmes, 2 young guns up at the front of this one. Can they hang on for another 20 laps back to green?
David Gravel's the one that I'm going to keep an eye on, though. You cannot let the 2 cars start this close to the front and not expect them to make moves. And Gravel into the 2nd spot as he'll go past Tanner Holmes. David Gravel rolling the bottom and now going after Corey Day.
Yeah, but can he get by Corey Day, the kid with no fear on a track like this? It's going to be extremely tough to pass. David Gravel now into the 2nd spot. Tanner Holmes back to 3rd. Tyler Courtney, even with that contact with Justin Peck, now looking at Bill Balog for 4th down in turn 3.
Balog throwing the blocks on him there, and Tyler's got to maneuver the car a little bit to get around. Now here comes Rico Abreu. Abreu going to go after Tyler Courtney. 9th starting Rico Abreu trying to work his way into the top 5.
Rico Abreu in that East Texas hot rod. Number 24 looking to the inside. Might see a slider. Nope, he's going to try and run the bottom. Now slides up on the exit into turn number 4. Cannot get by Sunshine. They get very close into turn 1.
A pair of former USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget champions battling for the 5th spot here in a wing sprint car. Boy, it's fun to watch the back of the pack work through turns 1 and 2. They're moving around, and your leader, Corey Day, starting to close in on the back of the pack.
Yeah, very identical lap times for your top 2 drivers as Rico and Sunshine continue to go at it off at turn number 2. Give that spot to Rico now. He's up to P5.
Rico Abreu, 9th starter, trying to rack those points up and close in on the front of the pack. David Gravel keeping Corey Day well within striking distance as we close on halfway. This time by 11 down and 14 to go, and Corey Day is about to lap traffic.
Here comes the slower cars for Corey Day. We did not see this in feature A. There was no lap traffic to be talked about. Corey Day now looking to the outside of Jeremy Weaver. Once he gets past Weaver, that's when things get a little bit tougher, Blake.
Corey Day, now business will pick up. Look at Carson Macedo, 21st starting Carson Macedo up to 7th.
The all-year alternative number 41 car is on a warpath to the front of the field, just got by Danny Dietrich. The next car in his sights is the 7BC and Tyler Courtney. Back up front, though, Corey Day gets by Kevin Thomas Jr. now working on Emerson Axum in turn 1.
The thing that helps him is the lap cars. They were running the top a couple of laps ago, and they've all moved down the racetrack, and he's got a clear sight to work through lap traffic, as now he's got a pair of lap cars between himself and 2nd place running David Gravel.
Just past the halfway point here in this 2nd double-down duel feature, and Corey Day, meanwhile, he's passing lap cars and pulling away significantly from David Gravel. Rico Abreu's down up to the 4th spot.
Abreu starting to close on Tanner Holmes as Corey Day pulling away, but now the lap cars get a little bit thicker up on the high side. Oh boy, he's got to jump on the binders as Donnie Schatz came up the racetrack. Man, things getting haywire. Oh boy, right across the nose. Buckle up, Corey Day, and now here comes the 2 car.
Absolutely no fear behind the wheel of the 14BC. Corey Day trying to get by the 10-time Outlaw champion Corey Eliason just ahead of him as well. That's going to check him up a little bit. And David Gravel's now right back in the mix as they work down the front straightaway.
Keep in mind, Donnie Schatz and Corey Eliason battling for position, so Corey Day's trying to get around him as they work hard for position. Schatz now goes down to the inside. Corey Day's having to go all over the racetrack to get through lap traffic.
He makes the move on Schatz, puts him to the wayside, but that allows David Gravel to close in slightly. Gravel taking it a different line into turn 1, goes below the bumps, trying to avoid the madness down there. Tanner Holmes still sitting in that 3rd spot right now, Blake, an impressive run.
Rico's really closing on him, though. There's Rico Abreu to the inside. Not quite side by side, but Rico showed the nose. Tanner Holmes brings his car down a couple of lines, and Rico's 2 car links back up at turn number 2.
This time by 5 laps to go for Corey Day, trying to get his first ever Eldora Speedway victory. 5 fingers in the air that time. Abreu to the inside, can't make the pass on Tanner Holmes. Holmes holds him off into turn 1.
Tanner Holmes trying to hold off Rico Abreu for the final podium spot, doing a heck of a job. This is Tanner Holmes' first career podium, if he can hang on. He's never run inside the top 10 at the Big E.
Corey Day right up against the concrete. Now catching up to the 17 GP of Tim Shaffer down the backstretch. David Gravel some 1.5 seconds behind. Corey Day slider on the slower car, this time by 3 laps to go for your race leader.
Corey Day's never won at Eldora. He's 1.5 miles away from hitting pay dirt at the Big E. Lap traffic still thick in front of him as he's having to move all over the racetrack. Now down to the bottom, and David Gravel can start to rope him back in. Hourglass running empty with the pair to go, but Gravel's closing the gap.
Corey Day cannot afford to go to the bottom once again in turns 3 and 4. David Gravel will be right in his back pocket. This time by there to come to the white flag. Day's going to go low, trying to get by Zearfoss. He'll clear him in turn 4. but Gravel's going to have a big run down the front straightaway with 1 lap to go.
Here comes David Gravel. Final lap at Eldora, and Gravel's right there, 2 car lengths back. Corey Day's going to have to put the whips to her down the backstretch.
One more time into turns 3 and 4. Gravel goes low. Day on the cushion. But tonight, it's payday at Eldora Speedway. Corey Day's first ever Eldora Speedway victory. David Gravel in second. Third goes to Tanner Holmes. Fourth to Rico Abreu. And fifth will be Tyler Courtney.
Carson Macedo from 21st to 6th.
On a, what, 2 yellows? 1 yellow? Impressive run from Macedo, but Corey Day, first ever Eldora Speedway victory. David Gravel second, Tanner Holmes, what a run for that kid tonight. Third place, Rico Abreu fourth, Tyler Courtney fifth, Carson Macedo, Bill Balog, Danny Dietrich, Garrett Williamson, and Hunter Schuerenberg round out the top 10 finishers in Double Down Duel Feature B. Corey Day out of the Jason Myers Racing Driven to Save Lives, number 14 BC. It might be a Wednesday. I know usually Friday is the day where you get your paycheck in the mail, but tonight, actually today is Thursday.
So we're closer to Friday. Deposit drops on Thursday.
Correct. Exactly. That is exactly right. Technically, it is Thursday.
Good to see Wayne Pretty back in victory lane.
Love Wayne. And Corey Day gets the hat on. He's about ready to climb up on top of the wing. There he is, race fans. It is payday at Eldora Speedway. He'll climb off the top of the race car, and he'll talk to Tony Laporta, first-time Eldora Speedway winner.
A slightly different main event here in Group B. Hey, Payday, come over here and stand on the side of this number 14 BC for me. You guys aren't running a full high-limit schedule, but last year you were a high roller. You team up with Wayne Pretty on this second Jason Myers Racing entry, and he told me a couple weeks ago, after that big moment you had at Eagle, he told me, hey, he told you, Corey, we don't come to these races to run second. Was that the game plan? You guys started up front. Did you think you'd have as easy of a path to the victories you did tonight?
No, not at all. I don't think anyone at Eldora is easy by any means. I thought, on that first red, I could have swore I ran, 12 laps, and I look up at the board and I only had 5 down. So, yeah, this place is tough. Definitely gets the heart rate up, and I'm honestly still pretty inexperienced here. I think tonight was like my 7th race here, and to be honest, we haven't had as good a car as that. So, yeah, it feels really good. Good job to Wayne and Lucas and everyone involved with this team. Just working so hard to get our cars better. We've been really struggling as of late. And I feel we definitely hit it on the head there.
You were vocal last season when we saw you all the time. I believe you've even been on a podcast this year talking about how you are not a fan of half miles. Growing as a driver, sharpening your craft at them, are you beginning to come around on the big tracks here in sprint car racing?
I mean, yeah, when you have a good as car as that, I've said that on podcasts, when you have a good car, half mile racing's easy. Just, I don't think my foot left the floor that whole entire race. So it makes your job really easy when you have a good car. And, Eldora and Knoxville are my 2 exceptions. This place you can hammer the fence, which is right up my alley. And, it's a little bit different than Knoxville, but, still really racy compared to some of the half miles that aren't. So, yeah, I definitely wasn't a fan of this place last year when our best finish was 10th, but it was pretty cool tonight.
Look at this crowd. They've stayed to celebrate your first ever Eldora Speedway victory with you. Now I get to ask you something we talked to you about a lot in 2024. Tonight, any driver who stands in Whiskey Myers victory lane, high roller or not, gets to send $1,000 of our series' angel donor money to any charity of their choosing. Which charity are you supporting with your win here tonight?
Driven to Save Lives. They support me and my racing, so the least I could do is give back to them. So, yeah, hats off to you fans for staying. I know it's a little later than we all would have hoped, but, hats off to the track crew as well for being prepared for the rain. And, I think that was an awesome surface for, the storm we got there earlier. So, like I said, thanks to Wayne, Lucas, Gabe, everyone working so hard here at the racetrack, and Preston, Jason, Kenny, everyone involved that's at home watching. So it's a lot of fun to be out here doing this. This is you know, not my full-time job anymore, but I definitely still love it, and I love coming to do it as much as I can. So it's definitely not possible without Myers Constructors, Four Seas Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Autry Plumbing, Sencal, Tally Oil, Factory Cane, FK Rodden, Smith Titanium, you know, Charlie Garrett for, you know, the best engine in the pit, Steve Kemp for great race cars, you know, just a long list of people on this 14 car, and you know, they're all super loyal and love to see us win. So glad I could deliver that.
You're a winner at Eldora. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Corey Day standing in Whiskey Myers victory lane at the Big E for the first time in his career. Corey Day gets the victory. He will celebrate with the Miss Eldoras.